In this video, we're going to talk about who I believe the Night King is. Ready? Teflon TV. Teflon TV. What up, my people? You know who it is. It's the Don. Tony Teflon. House Teflon. We pull the string. It's the Don. Tony Teflon. House Teflon. We pull the string. Yeah. Alright. So, I have gotten this question a couple of times in the comment section. So that is why I am doing. I do believe I may have touched on this before in a prior video, but I have a lot of videos up there, so probably people may have skipped it. I feel like I should delete some of them on the old ones and just get them out of there to try to condense things. But so I'm going to tell you who I believe the Night King is. But before I do that, and as I said before in my previous video, Old Nan, if you haven't seen it, check it out. All of Old Nan's stories do go back to the Night Fort, and I did not say anything about the Night King in that video because I thought that was something everyone knew. So I just didn't want to bring up something that everyone already knew, that he was in the Night Fort and everything else, and just bring up stories that probably people may not have known about. So let's figure this out real quick about the Night King, who the Night King is. I'm going to read this directly from the wiki. I don't think I really need to write something for this because we pretty much know the history of the Night King. So let's just go for it. The Night King is a legendary Lord Commander of the Night's Watch who lived during the Age of Heroes. Now, according to legend, the Night King lived during the Age of Heroes, not long after the war was completed. He was a fearless warrior named the 13th Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. Later, he fell in love with a woman, with skin as white as the moon and eyes as blue as stars. He chased her. He loved her, though her skin was cold as ice. And when he gave his seed to her, he gave his soul as well. He brought her back to the Night Fort, and after an unholy union, he declared himself king and her his queen. They ruled the Night Fort as his own castle for 13 years. During the dark years of his reign, horrific atrocities were committed, which tales were still told to this day of the North. It was not until Brandon the Builder and the King of Winter, and Jorah, the King Beyond the Wall, joined forces that the Night's King was brought down, and that the Night's Watch was freed. After his fall, when it was discovered that he was making sacrifices to the others. All records of him were destroyed after this, and it was forbidden to say his name. Alright? So, Maces are skeptical of the legend, thinking that the Night Queen's corpse is possibly a daughter of Barrow Kings and the Barrowlands. Some fans theorize that she was an other because of the description. Alright, so that is basically the Night King's story. Now we have some fans say that it's others. That's what they think, right? The Night Queen was the other. I agree with the fans on that one, that the Night Queen was another. When we look at this story, there's only a couple of things we could really take from it. What we take from it here is that, one, he did sacrifices to the others. Now, we don't know what those sacrifices were. Were those sacrifices what Craster was doing? I mean, that's the only sacrifices that I've seen doing to the others. It's also known that he would sacrifice people to the werewood trees. We know that he did this. The Night King. He liked to hang people's entrails in the werewood tree. So it seems weird to me that he would do both things. That he would sacrifice to the werewood trees and give sacrifices to the others. So by that, I have to say that he's sacrificing things to the werewood trees, that it's most likely that he is from the North. So I'm going to have to say that the man of the Night King is from the North for the werewood tree sacrifices. Now, was he giving up babies to the others? There's no proof. That's what I'm going to have to assume, that he has done that. So, going on his description, and it says here that he chased this woman. He was after her. It wasn't like she was coming after him. He wanted her. Now, her description does sound like the little girl from the Ice Dragon book. Her skin was very cold as ice, and he loved her even though her skin was cold as ice. We know that little girl was very cold.
Not saying that that little girl is the woman that he chased. I'm just saying drawing parallels. But alright, so let's get this. I think I can do this pretty quick. Who do I believe the Night's King is? I'm gonna have to say, out of everything that I've read, obviously there's not a lot out there, but from what I can gather, I would have to say that it is Brandon Stark, aka Ice Ice, is the Night's King. And we know that who he is and what he did. He recaptured the wolf den from the steppe zones during the long, cruel winter. And he stripped the slavers naked and then gave them all to the ex-slaves in the dungeon. He also took them and hung their entrails in the heart tree and gave sacrifices to the heart tree. So when I add those two things up, this guy is giving sacrifices to the heart tree. The Night's King's giving sacrifices to the heart tree. He was a Stark of Winterfell. It's supposing that he's supposed to be a Stark of Winterfell. I'm going to go with Night's King is Brandon Ice Eyes. I think that is why that was told in the Davos chapter. And the Davos chapter that was told in, I think it's Davos chapter 4. It's definitely page 448 in the Dance of Dragons. You could definitely find that whole description when Walter Mandalay talks to Davos about Brandon Ice Eyes, and that's who I'm gonna go with. That's my man. That's who I think the Night's King is. So as always, you know who it is. Thank you for subscribing. Keep it up, and if you like these little short videos, I'll keep popping them out there for you. All right, just keep the comments coming, and I'll answer all the questions you want. So until next time, you know who it is. I'm not gonna say it because I have an outro. Peace. Stay Tony Teflon, Tony Teflon, Tony Teflon, Tony Teflon, Teflon 316. Peace. And I'm out. Stay sexy.